What's the deal, y'all? What's the deal? What's the deal? What's the deal, YouTube? So, first and foremost, I'd like to say I hope all of y'all are vibrating at a high frequency, a high vibration, not letting no negative energy stop y'all positive energy. And as you can see by the title, right? And I hope all of y'all can hear me pretty good because I'm not using the mic right now. I just wanted to hurry up and film this video. My phone's kind of low. So I'll try to speak up a little bit so y'all can hear me. But as you can see by the title, right? Targeted individuals cannot work 9 to 5s, man. Targeted individuals cannot work 9 to 5s. We can't do it. You know what I'm saying? And you probably experienced this too, trying to work a job and you're dealing with the gang stalking, right? And I'm gonna try not to use any profanity in this video, right? But you may deal with this too. You're trying to work a job and you may not even know that you're getting gang stalked on the job, right? Like I told y'all before, I was getting gang stalked on the job, and it's a lot of different things that could be happening to you on the job that has to do with the gang stalking, right? And my experience with the gang stalking, because I wasn't aware of it, right? I was getting people walking into me, bumping into me, you know what I'm saying? Trying to have these synchronizations with me on the job, in the workplace, in the warehouse, etc., right? And once you become aware of the gang stalking, and you may be aware of a part of the gang stalking, they're going to hit you with another part of the gang stalking. So say if you're aware of these people trying to walk into you and bump into you on the job, you're aware of these synchronizations. After you become aware of the synchronizations and all of these people trying to bump into you on the job, they might start doing something else to you on the job. They may start trying to say you're not doing your job, your task correctly, or the manager may start messing with you, or they may start messing with your hours. You may not be getting your correct hours on your paycheck. And this is all part of gang stalking, right? And this is why I say, like, targeted individuals can't work 9 to 5s, because you're giving yourself too much access to these people, right? When you're working a job, you're giving yourself access to these people, because all of these corporations are all these companies are all ran, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say they all ran by Masons and all that shit, but most of these big companies, the gang stalking program is, this shit is, it's a military operation, right? So if they wanted to mess with you, and like I said before, they have all of our dental records, etc., right? So if they want to mess with somebody, they could easily just fuck with them on the job, etc. You can have people in the gang stalking program, gang stalkers that are managers, etc., that do shit to try to, lower your vibration. And like I told y'all, in my opinion, the gang stalking, it's a lot of reasons for the gang stalking shit, right? And everybody's program is different. But from my opinion and my experience, the gang stalking is to keep you vibrating low, to lower your vibration, right? It's to lower your frequency, right? So if you're working a job and you're doing your job, you're expecting the check, etc., or you're just trying to work the job without being bothered, you're gonna start dealing with the gang stalking, right? You're gonna start dealing with it. And in this video, I'm gonna try to tell you how to deal with it too. And I'm not saying you're gonna deal with it, but you're gonna experience the gang stalking, right? You working these jobs, you're gonna start experiencing the gang stalking. That's why I'm saying targeted individuals can't work 9 to 5s. And if you can work a 9 to 5, they're gonna keep on messing with you on the job and try to make you quit. Like if you're a targeted individual and you're experiencing gang stalking, I'm pretty sure you may or may not deal with the gang stalking in the workplace. But I'm pretty sure if any of my targeted individuals, anybody that's targeted, anybody that's dealing with some gang stalking, they're gonna mess with you on the job and make it hard for you to keep that job if they don't try to fire you, right? Now, they'll make it hard for you, try to provoke you or try to do something to you on the job or mess with your hours, etc. So you be like, damn, and you get out your character and then you lose your job, right? That's what I'm saying. Targeted individuals can't work 9 to 5s. The best thing you can do if you're in a gang stalking program or if you're dealing with any gang stalking is try to start your own business, right? And if you feel like you have a way to make some money where you don't have to deal with nobody, that's what you need to be doing. That's what you need to be doing right now, so you can have as least interactions with. And the gang stalking too is gonna make you not want to interact with people, right? But you don't want to just block yourself off and be antisocial. But with the workplace stuff, with the gang stalking in the workplace, what I'm trying to say is you don't want to have your check, your bills, etc., depend on a job that can be tampered with these people, with these gang stalkers, with this gang stalking shit, right? With these gang stalkers. So when you become aware of the gang stalking program, or you start realizing this why you've been having a hard time at your job, etc., you may have to start looking for trying to start a business, or looking for a side hustle or something. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're working these jobs, they're gonna make it hard for you. And if you get over one part of the gang stalking in the workplace, they're gonna hit you with some more shit, right? You may get over the part of the gang stalking where people are walking into you or bumping into you, or you know what I'm saying, messing with you in the break, or whatever. You maybe get over one part of the gang stalking in the workplace, and now they start messing with your hours, right? Or now the manager has to call you to the side because somebody said that you were doing this on the floor or this on the floor, and they're not gonna tell you who said that you did this shit, right? They're gonna just say, oh, such and such said that you were doing this or you weren't doing your job properly, and that's gonna have you in the type of feeling the type of way at work while you're working the job. They're gonna try to make you feel uncomfortable, so you want to quit the job, right? That's part of the gang stalking. They're gonna try to make you feel uncomfortable, so you want to quit the job. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're a targeted individual dealing with any type of gang stalking, anything, you already know this, right? I'm pretty sure you already know this, but you can't work no 9 to 5. You can't. They're gonna make it hard for you. They're gonna make it hard for you on the job, right? Or they're gonna mess with your hours on the job, or they're gonna not give you no hours on the job. You know what I'm saying? And that's all just to mess with you, right? To make you want to quit the job, right? To make you want to quit, but. And you fuck around and quit the job and get another job, and you'll be experiencing the same thing on the other job, right? So if you're a targeted individual, if you feel like you're a targeted individual, the best thing for you to do is start a business. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna say go to school and try to motherfucking get this and that so you can get a job and all this. No, I'm gonna say start a business, right? Because even if you go to school trying to do this and do that, you still have to go through them to get a job, right? Say if you went to school for electrician to be an electrician, right? You go to school for 2-3 years to be an electrician, and they may be giving, if you're in the gang stalking program, they'll fuck around and be giving you a hard time your whole time while you at school trying to get your electrician certification. And then once you get your certification and you try to get a job, they'll fuck around and give you a hard time trying to get the job. And if you happen to still be able to go through all that and get the job, they will give you a hard time on the job, right? And try to make you want to quit. So instead of you going through all of that, 3 years of school trying to become an electrician, a year looking for a job, and you finally get the job, and then you have to deal with the bullshit on the job for however many years you want to work the job, it's better off to just start a business. Look up something that people need, and study that skill or whatever service. If it's cutting grass or cutting hair, you know people going to need to get their hair cut because their hair is going to keep on growing. You know people going to need to get their grass cut because their grass is going to keep on going. So that's something you can constantly do by yourself. And if you start little with a little pickup truck and you cutting grass, eventually you keep on cutting grass, you're gonna have enough money to buy a van, or now you got 2 vans, and now you got enough customers where you can send some of your customers to or you can send another employee to some of your other customers that you can't handle, right? And now you got a business, now you got people working for you. It's better to do that than to work these fucking jobs if you know you're a targeted individual. Because if you're running your own business, and you're seeing progress, stick with the progress. Now, you can't get discouraged if you're running a business and it gets slow. You have to just keep on going, because you may be at work on the job on a 9 to 5, and it gets slow on the 9 to 5, and you have to just sit there for a little bit, or you have to leave early because there's no work. That's the same thing with your business. It may be slow some days on your business. You may not get no customers, but as long as you're working for yourself, and you're taking care of yourself with your business or whatever service you're offering, you will be able to continue to take care of yourself, and nobody will be able to mess with your life or your income, right? Because if you're working a 9 to 5 and you're a targeted individual, these people can fuck with you, right? Because they have unlimited resources. So you could be working a 9 to 5, you're a targeted individual. They let you work for about a month or 2. You save up enough money to get a deposit for a spot. You get your spot, and they know you got your spot now. They know you got your spot. Oh, they like, okay, let's let them vibrate high. Let's let her or let's let him vibrate high for a little bit, and let them forget that they're in this gang stalking program. So you get the vibrating high, you get to saving up your little deposit for your spot. Bam, you get your spot, and then once you get your spot, they let you work for a week. You think it's all good. You think you're gonna just keep on working, and you're gonna keep on doing you're gonna keep on working, and you're gonna pay your bills and all this shit, right? And then they fire you, right? They fire you from the job, or they push you to the point where you don't want to work the job no more, or they just fire you for whatever reason, right? And now you can't pay your rent. right? Now you're vibrating low trying to figure out how you're going to pay your rent, right? But if you're running your own business and you save up enough money running your business cutting grass, and then you get that money and you put it down on the spot, you get your apartment, you get you a spot, or you get your new car, etc. Nobody can stop you from paying your bills or cut your water off because you did what you needed to do to run that lawn care business, to build up your business enough to get a deposit for a spot. And you're going to continue to do what you're doing. You're going to continue to do what you did to get that spot to pay the rent. So ain't nobody going to tell you, oh, there's no more hours, or oh, we messed up on your hours, now you can't pay your bills because you're in charge of your own shit. That's what I'm saying. If you're in a gang stalking program or if you're a targeted individual, you can't work no 9 to 5 because they're going to keep on messing with you, right? They're going to keep on messing with you. They may mess with your hours. They may make it hard for you to get to work because they got limited resources. They can mess with you on the way to work. You know what I'm saying? People following you on the way to work, messing with you in traffic. They can mess with you at the job, right? They can have gang stalkers they hire to start the job with you to try to provoke you on the job. And if you get through that, you get past that, they're not bothering you. You're not letting them get to you. Then they can start fucking with your hours, anything, right? Anything. So what you have to know is if you're a targeted individual or if you're dealing with any type of gang stalking program, I believe everybody's gang stalking program is different. So if you're dealing with any type of gang stalking program, you're going to want to try to start your own business. I know that sounds cliche, but that's the only way you're going to be able to vibrate high without them messing with you. Because if you're working for them, when I say them, I'm saying for anybody, right? Anybody that you're not aware that you're not, because when you work in these jobs, you don't know the owner. If you go to an agency trying to get a job real quick, you don't know the owner who owns that company that the agency is sending you to, right? You don't know. You're just trying to get a job, right? So before you just try to do that, I know we have to do what we have to do, but in my opinion, from my experience, targeted individuals cannot work these 9 to 5 jobs because they're going to try to make it hard for you, right? They're going to be messing with you and that they don't make you want to quit, they're going to just keep on fucking with you on the job. And them fucking with you on the job may eventually push you to want to quit, right? So you just have to notice when you're working these jobs and you're in this gang stalking shit, the best thing to do is try to start your own business, man. Because you can't cut your water off when you start your own business. You know you're going to want to keep on running your business. You're not going to be like, all right, let me stop doing what I'm doing and let me fall behind on these bills. No, you keep on doing the same thing. You do a good job. So whatever service you're offering, your customers call you back. You do a good job. So whatever service you're offering, your customers call you back. And you just keep on running your business, right? And you're in charge of your own shit. You don't have nobody that's going to mess up on your hours. You don't have nobody that's going to be in the workplace, at the warehouse or at the whatever, the landscaping, whatever, giving you a hard time. You know what I'm saying? You don't have none of that shit, right? You don't have to deal with no personalities. And two, with the jobs, if you're a targeted individual, besides the organized gang stalking, you would have to deal with the spiritual gang stalking, where people just bought it out on these jobs. You know what I'm saying? People trying to compete with you. You may be a hard worker, and motherfuckers is lazy, and they feel like if you working hard, you're gonna bring attention to them being lazy, so they try to sabotage your job. Anything, and it's all spiritual. That's the spiritual aspect of the gang stalking, and you may have to deal with that shit too. You may have to deal with that too, right? So, like, I made a video about this, explaining it before. Like, when you work in these jobs, the best thing to do is just to start. I mean, when you dealing with the gang stalking, the best thing to do is just to start a business, right? Start a business if you can afford to take time to build up a hustle, and you got some money saved that you can pay your rent for a month or two until you get your hustle booming. Do that, man. Because if you in a gang stalking program, they're gonna keep on fucking with you, right? They're gonna keep on trying to provoke you, right? With little petty shit, they may keep on messing up on your hours, or not give you no hours, or keep on placing you next to somebody that's gonna, get you out your character. Anything on these jobs, you have to know that shit, right? You have to know that shit. So if you're dealing with any type of gang stalking, the best thing to do is try to start your own business. You're not gonna be able to work no 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be able to work. They're gonna make it hard for you. And if you're able to deal with the people on your job, they're not bothering you, or they cool, right? You may just have a job and your coworkers is cool, but the fucking management keep fucking up on your shit, on your hours, etc., right? And that could be part of the gang stalking shit too, right? To make you want to leave the job or to get you out your character, right? So they have a reason to let you go. So you have to know this shit. When you're a targeted individual or you're dealing with any type of gang stalking, bro, the best thing to do is just start your own business. Start your own business, right? Start your own business. That's the best thing for you to do. Because if not, you're gonna be at not even at risk, but you're gonna have, these motherfuckers don't have access to you. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna have access to you. And they're gonna do whatever they can do to try to lower you, to try to stop you, bro. and try to stop you. You're gonna be jogging, like the times I be jogging and working out, motherfuckers trying to walk into you. All this is just try to stop you, man. To try to stop you. So you don't want to have nobody in charge of your shit, right? You don't want to have nobody with access to anything. You want to be able to, and I'm telling you, bro, like with this gang stalking shit, when you be like, all right, fuck it, I'm not about to work these jobs, I'm gonna run my own business. They're gonna, and now that I know, right, and it's always, that's why I'm making these little videos. That's why I'm not gonna start making, and I'll be making videos every day, but I'm gonna try to start posting videos every day. The best is, and it's a good thing you know about the gang stalking shit, right? So you know, like, okay, oh, it's not just I'm going crazy or people are fucking with me. People are fucking with you, but it's because you're in this gang stalking program. And once you know you're in the gang stalking program, it's kind of a relief a little bit, right? Because before I was running my business, right? And I didn't even know about this gang stalking shit. I'm thinking that motherfuckers is just doing all this shit to the point where I'm like, man, I'm about to just grab me a gig, right? And you'll fuck around and grab a gig and it'll be the same shit, right? But cause you're not aware of the gang stalking shit, right? But if you're aware of the gang stalking shit while you're running your business, you can be like, okay, I'm just getting gang stalked. They want me to feel like I don't want to run this business. I want to just go get a job. And when you get a job, they're gonna gang stalk you more at the job, right? You know what I'm saying? They want you to starve, bro. If you're a targeted individual and you out here trying to spread knowledge or information and wake people up or help people or raise the vibration at all, they want you to starve, man. They want to make it hard for you to live and exist, so you don't want to even be here no more. You know what I'm saying? They want to make it hard for you. That's what I'm saying. The best thing to do is to start you a business, bro. Even if you got to fucking do whatever the fuck you got to do. Because these motherfuckers are literally trying to keep everybody vibrating low. Trying to fuck with you on the job. Trying to do all this little subtle shit. The police and all that shit's in on the shit too. So if you got to do some illegal shit to get some money and all that shit, do what the fuck you got to do, bro. Just don't be vibrating low, putting out no fucked up energy. But all of these motherfucking companies, all of these motherfucking families and bank, all these people are corrupt, bro. So you got to do what you got to do to survive, right? And especially if you trying to work a job and all that shit, I don't know about everybody's situation, but I'm pretty sure most targeted individuals have to find their own source of income outside of a 9-to-5, whether it be Instacart, DoorDash, or something. They can't work a 9-to-5 because you're gonna get messed with on the job, right? And you may not even be knowing why people are messing with you. You don't know why people keep walking into you on the job and bumping into you, trying to have these synchronicities, or why people be mean mugging you on the job, or trying to start some shit or fucking up on your hours. You don't even know why this shit is going on. You could be in a gang stalking program. You don't even know it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just something to be aware of. One, don't let this shit bother you, right? Don't let the shit bother you. And it's easier said than done. I can't just be like, don't let it bother you if you're working a job and they fucking with your hours or they fucking with you on the job when you have to work this. It's easy to be like, okay, don't let the gang stalkers bother you when you're in public, when you're out in public. But when they messing with your money, how you feed yourself, how you feed your family, that's going to get under your skin a little bit, right? That's what I'm saying. It's best to just try to start a business. If you're a female, try to start doing hair and or nails or something, right? Or start cleaning houses or anything, right? Anything, right? You know what I'm saying? If you a dude, you know what I'm saying, you might have to start working on cars. You know what I'm saying? You might have to start washing cars or doing brakes on cars or doing oil changes, mobile oil changes or anything, right? You know what I'm saying? Fixing flats. Or roadside assistance. You can post some ads on Craigslist of your service or post some ads on Facebook of your service with a video of you doing whatever your service you're offering and advertise it. If people are on Facebook, Instagram all day, so somebody probably see, oh, this person does mobile oil change. I need the oil change right now, so let me call this person and get my oil change. You know what I'm saying? Bam, you make you some money like that. And you tell that person, okay, bam, you refer your cousin to me or a family or a friend, I'll give you a discount on your next oil change, right? Or I'll give $5 off for oil change for new customers, right? And just do shit like that to build your business up, to build your service up, right? Compared to you working 8 hours, 10 hours a day, and you only getting $18 an hour, a set rate, right? You can do 4 or 5 oil changes a day. That'll be like 3 or 4 hours, and you'll make more money than you made the whole week, right? And you ain't got to deal with no middleman. You ain't got to deal with no payroll. You ain't got to deal with nobody messing with your hours. You don't have to deal with that shit, right? Because you're running your own business, and when you're running your own business and you're doing a good job, and you have a reasonable price, customers don't mind spending money with you, referring you to your cousin or having you come back multiple times. You know what I'm saying? So if you whatever you do, just do it just like you work a job. It's not like if you're a gang stalker, a targeted individual, it's not like you're working a job and you're lazy. they're going to just try to make it hard for you on the job, right? So if you're a gang stalker targeted individual, or regardless, if before you even knew if you're in this program, I'm pretty sure you're a hard worker, right? So just work hard, do your job. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't even paying no attention to this shit. Work hard, do your job. You know what I'm saying? And not even your job, work hard to run your business. You know what I'm saying? And you'll get customers tapping back in. And you won't have to worry about nobody messing with your hours, nobody messing with you on the job, because they're going to do this shit to you on the job, bro. They're going to mess with you. If you're a target, and damn near, they do this shit to, I'm not going to say they're going to just do it to you if you black, you know what I'm saying? But if you in the gang stalking program, because I noticed they got black people that are gang stalkers too. You know what I'm saying? They got black people that are gang stalkers too. All of this shit is organized by the inorganic species. And I know some people are here because these gang stalking videos, and I know some people are here because of the genetic videos too, right? Or for whatever videos are here. But if you are familiar, when I say the inorganic species, when I see these gang stalkers, bro, I just think of like they're just the fucking inorganic species, man. It's just the inorganic species doing what the inorganic species does. And so all my organic beings, you know what I'm talking about when I say that. So that's how I'm looking at the gang stalking. At first, I'll be like, oh, I'll be thinking the same shit. Oh, damn, the fucking inorganic species, right? Then I became familiar with the gang stalking. Then I'm like, oh, it's these gang stalkers, right? And then I thought it was just like the inorganic species doing the gang stalking, but it's black people doing the gang stalking shit too, right? So, and even when I see them doing the gang stalking, it's like I'm still thinking like it's the fucking inorganic species, because if it wasn't for the inorganic species, these black people wouldn't be gang stalking me, right? They got paid by the inorganic species to do this shit, right? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty sure it's not black. Well, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's not black people organizing this whole shit to keep people vibrating low. You know what I'm saying? And if it is, they're influenced by the inorganic species, right? They're influenced by this shit, right? So you can't let this shit bother you. Best thing to do is try to get you a 9 to 5. I mean, hell no. Best thing to do is try to start you a business, man. Try to start you a business so you can be in control of your shit, of your income, etc. You don't want to be having these people have access to you. You know what I'm saying? You don't want them to have access to you. You want to do what you can do so nobody has access to your funds, etc. You know? Because they're not gonna stop. This gang stalking shit, they're not gonna stop. They're gonna keep on fucking with you. Try to get you to lose your job. Try to get you to quit. You gotta know that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, and I ain't gonna make this video too much longer. I feel like I just had a deja vu right now. I ain't gonna make this video too much longer. I just want to talk to you about this shit with the gang stalking in these jobs. You can't let this shit bother you, man. You know what I'm saying? And two, working these punk ass jobs nowadays is not like reliable, bro. You'll be working the job and shit, and they fuck around and let you go, and then what? You know what I'm saying? Working the job and shit, and they let you go. Poster! What's up, bro? Yeah, you'll be working the job and shit, right? I forgot what I was saying. I kind of lost my train of thought. But yeah, man, don't let the gang stalking shit, because you'll be working the job and shit, right? And I lost my train of thought. Kind of forgot what I was saying right now. I shouldn't even say what's up to the nigga. Yeah, but you'll be working a job, right? And they'll have control of your shit. I think that's what I was saying. They'll have control over your stuff. Pretty much what I'm saying in this video, I'm going to just get back to the main topic of this video. If you're dealing with any type of gang stalking, any of that shit, right? You're going to want to fucking do your own thing, man. Try to start your own business. Because that's the only way you'll be. And I shouldn't have even spoke to that motherfucker right now. Kind of disrupted the energy. Right? Kind of disrupted the energy. But what I was saying though, you don't want these people to have access to your life, man. You don't want these people to have access to your life. If you're dealing with any type of gang stalking, any type of targeted, if you feel like you targeted, you do not want these people to have access to your life. You want to be able to do everything on your own, man. Because you don't, I don't want to fuck around and fuck this video up, bro. I don't. But what I'm saying though, man, you don't want these people to have too much access to you, right? You don't want them to have access to you. So that's why it's best to just start your own business, try to build it up. It's like, just like it might be slow at work, it might be slow in your business, right? But that's your own shit. That's all you. Can't nobody cut the water off unless you cut the water off yourself, right? So just know that, man. When you're a targeted individual and you're having a hard time on these jobs, it's not meant for you to be working a job, man. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously we're different if we being targeted. You know what I'm saying? They want to make your life hard. They want to try to make it hard for you on the job, all the shit. So you have to start doing your own shit. You have to start your own business, right? You have to start, because they might be fucking with your hours. They may be doing these synchronations with you like they was doing with me when I was working these little jobs and shit, trying to walk into you, bump into you. Literally see you walk in a certain direction and they turn their head and they walk that same direction and try to bump into you. And there'll be times you'll see somebody turn their head and start walking the same direction and you stop. And when they get to the point where they would have bumped into you, they look at you and they be like, oh, excuse me. Like, why are you telling me excuse me when I avoided the interaction? Like, they'll be walking, they'll see you about to walk to the left. Y'all at the same point. Or if you walk to the left, you're going to be walking to their right. They'll see you about to walk to the left and they'll go to their right and start walking towards their right, but they'll turn their head to the left, right? So they walk into you and bump into you, right? That you may be dealing with that on the job, right? And when you're dealing with that, when you see somebody, you walking to the right and they walking to your right too, trying to bump into you, or you walking to the left and they walking to their right, which is walking towards the same direction as you, and instead of you just not paying attention to let them walk into you, you will stop when they turn their head, right? And when they get to the point where y'all would have bumped into each other, they'll look at you and be like, oh, excuse me, right? Whole time they wasn't going to say excuse me. They wanted to bump into you is what I'm trying to say, man. They're trying to synchronize with you, right? And you may be dealing with that shit on the job and may not even think nothing of it. You know what I'm saying? But just little bitty shit like that is just to fuck with you, right? And they'll probably just keep on fucking with you, and you don't even know what's going on. You get off work and you pissed the fuck off, you stressed out, you ain't got no energy because they bumping into you doing all this shit, right? You know what I'm saying? And I kind of lost my train of thought a little bit. I don't want to keep on trying to drag this video on because I'm pretty sure y'all can feel if I'm just rambling. And I feel like I'm just rambling right now, right? I feel like I'm kind of just rambling. I'm going to try to give it like a good few more minutes. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm going to end this shit. But you can't let the gang stalking shit make you want to fucking quit your job and all that shit, right? And before you quit your job and be in a situation where you ain't got no money coming in, if you know you're getting gang stalked, if you're even thinking about some gang stalking shit, you should know that you're not gonna be able to work in no job. And two, you don't want them to fuck around and get you in a situation where you're vibrating real low. An example of that situation where you will be vibrating low is if you're working the job, they let you work the job, they let you say, because this could be part of the gang stalking shit too, right? You working the job, they let you work that job, you save up, you doing your thing, right? You doing your thing, right? And then you fuck around and get you a new car or you get you a new apartment. And they know that you just got this spot because they are monitoring this. They have all the shit, right? They know when you about to apply to a job, the reason why you didn't get the job, etc., right? So they see that you got you a new spot. They see you got you a new car, right? Bam, they cut your hours at work. Now you're vibrating low, or they just fire you, period, right? And now you're in a situation where you got to pay this car note or pay for this rent where you don't have no job, you don't have no income. To avoid that, start painting, to my lady, start painting nails, right? Start doing hair, start doing eyelashes. Once you get enough money to buy a new car, buy a new spot, and you get that new spot, get that new car, it's not like somebody's going to tell you, oh, you can't do eyelashes no more, you can't do hair, you can't do nails no more to pay your rent. As long as you still have that same hustle and that same brain in your head, you're going to continue to do what you was doing to get that money, right? But if you work in these jobs and you're in the gang stalking program, you're a targeted individual. I just explained this previously, but I'm just explaining it again and I'm about to end this video. But if you're working a job and you're in this gang stalking program, you're a targeted individual, like I said before, they could fire you. They could get you to the point where you're about to get a new car. You get you a new car, you get you a new spot, and then they cut your hours, and now you're vibrating low. And now that energy you had when you had that spot, that car where you felt good, and now you want to share that positive energy with people. You don't have that positive energy no more because now you can't pay for your car note, you can't pay for your rent. So now you vibrating low, right? This is what they want. They want everybody to be vibrating low. They don't want nobody to be having that positive energy and trying to share that positive energy with people, right? And if you work in a job and you getting money and you able to work that job, even though it's a bullshit job, all these jobs that you working is bullshit. Even if you work in your career, because you probably don't even want to be doing that, you just going to school and you chose that career path because you feel like it was going to pay you a lot of money, and you only want a job with a lot of money, and you only want to get a lot of money because we have to pay for shit, and you want to be as comfortable as possible while you're living life on this planet. That's the only reason why people will go to school and try to get a high paying job. job. People not just going to school to get a high-paying job because they just want money, because they just like the color of money, how it smells. They want to live comfortable on this planet. They may have kids, etc. They want to live comfortable, so they go to school to get a high-paying job, etc. Right? You know what I'm saying? So don't let the gang stalking shit stop you, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't let this shit stop you. Like I'm saying, people go to school to get a high-paying job. They're not going to school just because they like the color of money. They trying to survive, right? You know what I'm saying? They're trying to survive. So you got to know, when you're dealing with the gang stalking, you're dealing with any type of you're being targeted at all, you got to do your own thing, man. You got to do your own thing, right? You got to do your own thing, man, because they're not going to stop. And I'm not going to make this video too much longer because I'm kind of rambling right now, and I want to just I really want to help people with these videos, because when I came across these gang stalking videos, they really helped me, man. They really helped me, because I didn't know what the fuck was going on, bro. I knew people was fucking with me, trying to synchronize with me. I didn't know nothing. When I first talked about gang stalking, I'm thinking it's only in the spiritual realm. I'm thinking it's only body jumping spirits, you know, jumping body to body and fucking with people to keep the frequency low. That's the spiritual gang stalking. I had no idea of the organized gang stalking. I'm thinking people are just dumb nowadays, right? So that's why when I heard about the gang stalking program, it helped me, because I realized what's going on, and now I can maneuver through life without feeling like I'm getting fucked with, even though I know I'm getting fucked with by these people, but without feeling like I'm going crazy, right? You know what I'm saying? Or without feeling like I'm losing my mind, right? Never saying that I was feeling like I'm losing my mind, but you will start feeling like what the fuck am I like? Am I tripping? You know what I'm saying? But I seen videos online and people going through this shit. They pointing out the same synchronicities that I deal with, so I know this is the organization doing this shit, right? If somebody way in a whole another state is pointing out the same shit that I'm going through, this is obviously part of the gang stalking, the organized gang stalking, right? If somebody's saying some exact shit too, it's not like, oh, something like a little bit similar. They're saying the exact same thing I experienced way in my state, way on the other side of the country, right? So this is obviously something that's going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Some real shit that's going on, right? It's not a coincidence or you tripping. This is what's really going on, right? You know what I'm saying? And it's all to get your energy to have you vibrating low. So like right now I'm sitting in my car, and I tell y'all, and I ain't gonna make this video too much longer, but everything I'm saying in this video can help you, right? I'm saying I'm sitting in my car, right? And I'm pretty sure they know I'm filming a video right now, because they can have access to our phones and all this shit. I'm sitting in my car, right? And somebody pulled up behind me all close, trying to park behind me right now, and I moved the mirrors down so I don't see that shit, right? And once I moved the mirrors down, I'm no longer looking at that shit, right? I'm not looking at it, right? So once I moved the mirrors down, they move. They pull off, right? And that shows me that they was just doing that, trying to park by me to get a reaction, pulling up all of my bumper, trying to disrupt my peace, right? And this the whole purpose of the gang stalker shit. If you working the job, you may be working the job, you at work and you locked in. And when you locked in on that job, you thinking some shit you could be manifesting, right? And you feeling good, you know you getting paid, you feeling good, right? But what will stop you from feeling good on that job if you feel like you're not gonna get paid, or you don't even want to go to work because they messing up on your hours, or when you locked in, you feeling good, you thinking in your head all this stuff you want to manifest, you're thinking in your head what you want to manifest, and boom, somebody bumps into you at work, or somebody acts like they're not paying attention, they bump into you, right? That's part of the gang stalking shit, right? You know what I'm saying? So if you're dealing with that at all, man, best thing for you to do is try to start your own business, or get you a job where you do not have to deal with people, like a janitor job or something like that. But still, it don't matter if you're working a job where you're working at home, sitting in your room looking at the wall for 8 hours a day, right? They can still fuck with you on that job by messing with your hours, or you can only look at the wall for 3 hours today. You can't get your whole 8 hours looking at the wall, anything, right? So the best thing for you to do is start your own business, or if you don't have a skill or the mind to start a business, just go all in with DoorDash or Instacart. You can make bank with DoorDash and Instacart, right? You're gonna be around the gang stalkers outside, but fuck the gang stalkers. They're everywhere. You don't want to just be huddled up in the bathroom, in the bathtub with a blanket over you, hiding from the world because of these gang stalkers. Fuck these gang stalkers. I be jogging, gang stalkers be all in my way. I be bumping into them too. Like, you want to try to synchronize with me, I'm gonna knock your ass down. Even if you a female, I'm gonna knock you down, right? And I'm gonna let you know I'm gonna do it before I do it, right? Shit like, don't get in the way if you want to. I'm gonna knock your ass down. That's what I be saying when I'm jogging. And to the motherfuckers that are sending these motherfuckers my way, keep on fucking with me, bro. I'm gonna keep on hurting you motherfuckers. I'm gonna keep on doing shit. And I know they're gonna try to bring it up, but I'm doing this shit low key. right? And I know they're probably listening. I'm doing this shit low key. I'm bumping into people on accident. I'm bumping into bitches on accident, right? Because if I'm jogging down the hill and you try to synchronize with me, I'm not about to stop. I'm not about to try to go that way and you speed up and try to bump into me. No, I'm about to jog. If I'm jogging down the hill on my 3 mile, 4 mile, 5 mile jog, and I see somebody trying to synchronize with me on the way down that hill, you trying to time it, you trying to wait till I get down the hill, you speed up, I'm gonna jog right towards you. I'm not gonna be like, I'm gonna try to jog away, because if I try to jog away, you're gonna try to synchronize, you're gonna try to speed up or slow down, right? I'm gonna jog right towards you. If you a female or a male, I'm jogging right towards you. And if you a male, I'm gonna try to tackle your ass, I'm trying to bump you. And if you a female, I'm gonna try to bump you on my shoulder or my elbow on accident though, right? On accident, right? I know how to deal with these fucking gang stalkers, but that's what I'm saying though. How to deal with them in the job, in the workplace, is not to even have the job. How to deal with a gang stalker, working a 9 to 5, is to not even work a 9 to 5, bro. You got to start your own business or do like a ride share or Instacart, etc. Because they're gonna be fucking with you regardless. But if you're doing DoorDash, Instacart, you only have to deal with them in the store or in traffic. You don't have to deal with them fucking with your money. Right, because it's all through the computer. It's not like the computer knows. The app knows. Oh, this person's in the gang stalking program. It could be like that, but I don't know. But I'm pretty sure it's not like the app's gonna be like, oh yeah, I know you're in the gang stalking program. I'm not gonna give you no orders, etc. You're gonna get your orders and all this shit. You're gonna just have to deal with the gang stalkers in the store. You're gonna have to deal with gang stalkers tailgating you until you get to the store. And on your way to the customer, you're gonna have to deal with gang stalkers, but you're not gonna have to deal with them messing with your pay, canceling your hours or fucking with your hours, right? You know what I'm saying? You can do two apps. You can do Instacart, you can do Walmart, you can do DoorDash, you can do motherfucking all type of shit, right? And you'll have more control over your funds than you would if you were working a 9 to 5. Because you working a 9 to 5, they have access to you. They have access to you. They can cut your hours. They can fuck with you on the job. They can tell you to go work in this group, and this group is full of gang stalkers, right? Talking about some low vibrational shit, right? Or just not fucking working. And you trying to do the work, and they trying to make it seem like, oh, you trying to do too much, slow down, or whatever the fuck, right? And that could just be making you feel uncomfortable, want to leave the job. Or they put you in a group full of gang stalkers, you get into it with the motherfucker, right? Or you get into it with one motherfucker, and the rest of the group is the motherfucking witnesses, etc., right? Anything. But you know you're not going to deal with none of this if you start your own business, or if you're doing like a DoorDash or Instacart or something like that, right? And I know DoorDash and all that shit I ain't going to say it's lame, but it's better than not having no income, and it's also better than having somebody in charge of your shit, right? Especially if you're in the gang stalking program. You don't want to have nobody in charge of nothing. You don't want to have nobody in charge of shit, bro, because anybody can be tapped into, anything can be tampered with, and now they on bullshit because they got to offer the check. Anything, bro. Money is the root of all evil. If somebody's working at a job and they getting $30 and $40 an hour, and somebody comes up to them, the government comes up to them to offer them a fat ass check to just give you a hard time, you think they're not gonna do that shit? And you nobody special, you just a motherfucker trying to do right, trying to work a job, etc. You think they're not gonna tell this person, okay, yeah, cut their hours or figure out a way to fuck with your shit without you know what I'm saying? They're gonna do something to fuck with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna do something to fuck with you. You gotta know this shit, right? So, but if you're working your own job, I mean, you doing your own business, or you doing your own shit, Instacart, etc., they can't fuck with you. They can't, because you're in charge of your own shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the best thing to do, run your own business. Just like it might be a slow at work where you sitting there, you don't have to work for a little bit, you get sent home early, or just be slow. You don't come in today because it's slow, etc. It might be slow like that on the job. You got to just have faith in yourself, right? Have faith in yourself, because when you work in these jobs, they're gonna drain your energy. They're gonna fuck with you on the job, or they're gonna fuck with your hours on the job, or something to have you like pissed off. You know what I'm saying? To make you want to get out your character and vibrate low, or just to have you vibrating low, right? They don't even have to get you out your character. They probably just want you vibrating low so you can't manifest. So you working this fucking job and you just working this job, you can't manifest, right? So just be aware of that. When you dealing with any type of gang stalking, if you feel like you're a targeted individual, you already know you can't work no 9 to 5, man. We can't work no jobs, man. We ain't got no choice but to run businesses and to start companies and build up companies. Because when we try to work for other people's companies, they try to give us a hard time. I bet you most people that are gang stalked, they have a side hustle. They probably doing DoorDash. They're not working a fucking 9 to 5 job. They're not. Ain't nothing wrong with a 9 to 5 if you can work the job without being harassed on the job. And harassment is all type of shit. They could be messing with your hours week after week after week. And you like, what the fuck? Everybody has bills to pay. Everybody's trying to eat. We all need money to eat. So why would somebody not be mad if they getting their hours messed with, right? And you get out your character. You tell them about this stuff for keep fucking with your hours. And they doing it the whole time. They doing it just to get you to the point where you mad and now you want to say something. You get mad and say something. Now you lose your job, right? So You can't lose your job if you have your own shit. You got your own business. You're running your own business. You're doing a good job. You communicating with your customers. You know what I'm saying? You're being solid. You ain't just trying to use the customer to use the customer. You actually building relationships with your customer. You sitting there chopping it up with your customer. You know what I'm saying? It's times customers then handing me food, all type of shit. Salmon, motherfucking bags of all type of shit. Bags of shrimp, shoes. I done got shoes from customers. Of course you're gonna get tips. All type of shit, right? Motherfuckers then handing me food, inviting me to parties, all type of shit, right? Plates, all type of shit. You gonna get all type of shit with your, but you're not gonna get that on no job, bro. You're not. All you got to do with your customers is, and if on the job, on the customer, when you have your business, if it's somebody that you don't want to do business with, you just say we're not accepting a new customer. Because I got gang when I just realized about the gang stalking shit. I had gang stalkers, and this could have been gang stalkers the whole time, but motherfuckers pulling up on me with some weird ass, dark ass energy while I'm out working on the car, whatever I'm doing. Pull up with some weird ass energy, like, oh, you got a business card, and they just got some weird ass vibes, right? And it's to the point now, I was like, okay, these are, and now I realized about the gang stalking shit, right? And now it's like, okay, if I see a motherfucker pull up while I'm working on dealing with a client, I'm gonna just tell a motherfucker like I'm not accepting new customers, right? Because I know they got gang stalker. They'll send a gang stalker to you while you working outside running your business. If you cut grass or whatever you do, you could be cutting some grass. They'll send somebody, oh hey man, trying to stop you from working. Hey, how much you charge? You got a card? And they give you some weird vibes the whole time, and you can tell with your energy when somebody has some weird vibes, man. That's why sometimes when I'm working, dealing with some of my clients, whatever I'm doing, and somebody pull up asking for information, I tell them I'm not even accepting new clients right now, man. Unless it's somebody I know and I don't know weird shit, right? Because you can know somebody's gonna tap in with you and pay for your service or request your services, or somebody just asking questions, being nosy, right? And when you start running the business, you'll see this shit. You'll see, okay, there's somebody asked me that same question like that last time, and they didn't really tap in. Or somebody walked up to me like this, asked me the question like this, and they always tap in when they ask me the question like this. You'll know the difference between somebody serious trying to support your business and somebody just trying to stop you from working, or gang stalker, right? You know what I'm saying? So when you're dealing with the gang stalker, I'm gonna just keep on saying it. Start you a business or try to DoorDash, anything, bro. DoorDash is better than you working a 9 to 5. You can make more money doing DoorDash than you can make on a 9 to 5, right? And while you're doing DoorDash, you have complete freedom. You don't have nobody telling you, oh, you can't take a shit for 30 minutes, or you might have fucking runs. You might have to take a shit for 45 minutes. You may be on the toilet for 45 minutes, and you have to shit for 45 minutes. You running your own business or doing DoorDash or something. You're your own boss. You can take an hour of shit if you want to, right? You don't have nobody telling you, oh, you've been in the bathroom too long, this and that. You know what I'm saying? Like how they'll tell you on the job, or you've been doing this for too long, or you know what I'm saying? Whatever they will say on the job, right? You don't have to deal with that shit because you're running your own business, right? So it's just something to think about, man. Don't let these jobs keep you stuck or keep you vibrating low, or force you to want to quit the job, right? You have to know that shit, man. I'm making these videos just to bring awareness to the little shit I'm seeing. It's all type of shit they're doing, man. They probably have a million tactics that they use to try to fuck with people, right? I'm just telling y'all the shit that I'm noticing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm noticing if you're a targeted individual, or if you're dealing with any type of gang stalking, man, you can't work no job, bro. They're gonna make it hard for you to work these jobs, right? And that gives you nothing but the opportunity to start your own business, right? Because it's not like we stupid, we don't want to work. It's just they make it hard for us, right? So gotta look at it like that, man. You gotta look at it like that. And if you are able to work a job, if you're dealing with some gang stalking and you're able to work a job, I guarantee you they're trying to make it hard for you. They may be fucking with you on the job. You go certain areas trying to get away from people, they pop up in that area fucking with you. Anything, right? Bumping into you on the job, you know what I'm saying? Mean mugging you on the job, telling somebody you're not working, or you're not telling the manager you're not working, or you're not doing your job properly. All type of little shit, right? So you have to know this shit, man. When you working these punk ass jobs and you dealing with the gang stalking shit, cause I'm wondering, like, my whole life it's been hard for me to just keep a job, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's been hard for me to keep a job because of people, man. And now I see like the nigga in the gang stalking program, right? And it's like if you able to work the job and deal with your coworkers and all that shit, you got cool coworkers and you doing a good job, they're gonna start fucking with your hours. They're gonna start messing with your hours. And if they paying you on time and they paying you and all this shit, they paying you on time, they're giving you your right hours, what you gonna have to deal with, they're gonna have people bumping into you, trying to synchronize with you. And they're gonna try to fuck with you any way they can. And if you're dealing with both of those and they're not fucking with your hours, they're gonna fuck around and start cutting your hours. You know what I'm saying? If they're not fucking with the money you're receiving on your check, they'll fuck around with the hours that they're giving you to work. So you only working 3 or 4 hours a day, or Or now somebody saying, oh, such and such didn't even finish her paperwork yesterday, or such and such didn't even finish his job or his container yesterday. And now you got the manager talking shit to you, anything, right? And it's all part of the gang stalking shit, right? So when you're dealing with that shit, the best thing I can say is just try to start a business, man. Because they're gonna keep fucking with you, or like I told y'all before, try to get cool with the manager, but they could all be in on this shit, right? Trying to just fuck with you, make you quit or make you lose the job, anything, right? And instead of getting mad and all this shit, just start you a business and look at your life, and whatever's more profitable, do that. If you can do something for 3 or 4 or 5 hours and you can make $300, $200, do that instead of working 8 hours and you only make $120, and you're not gonna get that until 2 weeks from now. And 2 weeks from now, you might not even get that still, because they may fuck up on your 8 hours and give you 4 or 5 hours, right? You know what I'm saying? So you'll work 8 hours thinking you about to get $144, 8 times 18 an hour. You think you're about to get $144, and they fuck around and pay you for 6 hours, right? So now you waited 2 weeks to get this check and it's not even right. You waited 2 weeks to get this fucking money and it's not right. And you still got bills to pay, right? You can't explain to your landlord like, yeah, they messed up on my check. I'm missing $300, the money I was missing to pay the rent. I'm missing it now. Your landlord gonna be like, shit, that shit ain't got nothing to do with me. Because the landlord got to pay the fucking property, or the fucking property manager, or because the landlord is just the property manager, right? It's the owner of the building. The owner of the building still has to pay payments on the property, on that building with all the units, right? So they need everybody's rent to pay who they need to pay, right? So you may have to collect your money from this punk ass job for these hours that you worked to pay who you need to pay, right? And who you need to pay ain't gonna be like, oh yeah, you missing hours at work. Okay, I'll give you a break. I'll give you a discount on your rent. No. They need that rent. They need the whole shit, regardless if you got paid or not. Cause this is where where you stay. This is life. Shit, they need the whole shit, regardless if you got paid or not. Them messing up on your hours ain't got shit to do with you. Same time, they could be all connected. The landlord and the motherfucker that's fucking up on your payroll, they could be all in on this shit, right? To keep you vibrating low, to fuck with you, cause you in this program, right? But they can't fuck with you if you running your own business. They could tailgate you on the way to your customers. They can send a customer to you on some bullshit, but you tell the customer, hey, I need a deposit. You trying to book me for $700, I need half the deposit, right? You know what I'm saying? Half up front before I even pull up to you. And then when I pull up to you, you pay me the rest when I'm finished, right? Do it like that, because they might send customers to you on some bullshit too. You got to just move accordingly. You know what I'm saying? Require deposits for your services. You got to pay me a deposit before I pull up. You know what I'm saying? And just move like that. Just know that you in a gang stalking program, how to move with these jobs. Fuck these jobs, man. These jobs ain't talking about shit. You be working these jobs and they'll let you go real quick, right? And then how you gonna pay your bills then? You're not gonna be able to. You're gonna be fucked up. You're gonna be vibrating low. You know what I'm saying? So it's just something to be aware of, man. I hope all y'all vibrating at a high frequency. I ain't gonna make this video too much more longer. I just want to talk to you about these jobs, man, and when you're a targeted individual, how you're not gonna be able to work a 9 to 5. You're not gonna be able to work no 9 to 5. You're not, because they're going. If you are able to work a 9 to 5 and be strong enough to deal with the bullshit, they're gonna be fucking with you. They're gonna be fucking with you, and I give you praise if you're able to deal with the bullshit and still work a job and not just want to leave the job. You know what I'm saying? Because they want you to just leave the job, right? So, in my opinion, my best thing to do my best thing to suggest would be to just start a business, bro. Start you a business, and especially if you say if you living with somebody and you don't have to immediately pay rent, or say if you in a situation where you don't have a spot, right? This the perfect time to start you a business and build up your company. Because most people don't want to start a business. They scared their business is going to fail because they have rent to pay. They got bills to pay. But if you living with your mama, or you living with your pops or your grandma or something, you ain't got no immediate bills to pay. Now is the time to try to start you a business, right? Because you can start a business and that business can fail, and you can try some other shit until you figure out what you're going to do. Or you can start a business and it may be slow at first, and you figure out how to offer another product or offer another service, and then that'll pick up your workflow, right? And then you'll be booming, right? And then you won't need to stay with your mama or stay with your people, right? Because you have your own shit. You'll be able to do your own shit. Compared to if you work in a job, you don't want to take a chance. Oh, let me try to start painting curves, or let me try to start pressure washing, cleaning trash cans. Let me try to start cleaning out trash cans. Go on one block, walk up and down the block, and just I'll pressure wash a trash can. You know what I'm saying? I'll clean your trash can out. Charge $30 a trash can, $20 a trash can. You'll make you $500-$600 just on that one block, right? You know what I'm saying? And that's all you. That's not nobody telling you to do that. That's all you. So that's all your money. You don't have to wait for payroll. You don't have to wait for none of that shit, right? So that's just something to take into consideration, starting a business. It could be any type of business. And instead of you putting all your effort and your energy into working this job, you put your effort and your energy into watching videos on what chemicals to use to pressure wash trash cans and get them bitches spotless and smelling good. So when the customer take their trash out, it's not all sticky and ants all in the trash can. You know, that would be something that people can use, right? I might fuck around and do that. Start pressure washing trash cans and you charge $30, $20 a trash can. And when somebody goes out to take their trash out, there's not a bunch of nasty ass shit on the trash can. You clean the trash can out, you take all the trash out, you fucking vacuum it, or not vacuum it, but you clean it real good, you pressure wash it, and you show the customer like, yeah, your trash can is clean now. Bam, you do that 4 or 5 hours, you got you a couple bucks, you ain't have to go to work. And you ain't have to go to work and work 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, and you leave with no money. And then when you get your check, they fuck up on your check. You don't want to be going through that shit, right? So just start you a business. And if it's slow, it's gonna be slow. It's gonna be times where it's slow at work too. Just keep on building your shit up, man. Say you get the customer, you make $100, you take $20 of that and buy more ads or spend 50 on that into more advertisement or back into the company, whatever you're doing, or you got to buy more chemicals, whatever. Every time you get a customer and you make a sale, half of that goes back into the company, other half gets saved. You make $100, you got to buy chemicals, use 50 or 30 to buy chemicals, 20 for more ads, and put the other 50 away. Right, and just keep on doing that. Just keep on. Even if you make $10, put 5 to the side and use the other 5. You got to buy some more gas for your motherfucking lawnmower, etc. You know what I'm saying? Just so you constantly doing some shit to invest into your business, your company, right? Instead of being like, oh, yeah, I want to just work for them, and then they fire you, and then what? Or you in this gang stalking program, and they just keep fucking with you on the job, so you can't vibrate high, so you can't manifest. You know what I'm saying? So now you at work like stressed out, like damn, I gotta be here, and you vibrate on low, like I gotta be around these people, I gotta deal with this shit. No, you don't ever want to just have to deal with some bullshit. And I'm glad people are talking about this gang stalking shit, and I'm gonna continue to talk about it too. Anything I feel I can say to help somebody, because the gang stalking shit will have you ready to crash out, bro. And that's what they want you to do. They want to make it hard for you so you can crash out, so your life can be harder. You know what I'm saying? So you can have a hard life. Now you can't work, you can't get no money, you starving. They want you to starve, right? They want you to starve, especially if y'all are trying to wake people up. And you're going to see who, you might be on the job, you're going to see the gang stalkers because they're always going to look at you. They're going to look at you, right? You're going to catch them staring at you. And these are the gang stalkers, right? These are the gang stalkers. Or they'll try to do some shit that just bothers you. Like, for instance, if I'm telling y'all about a video about gang stalking where people try to synchronize with me, if I was to go get a job right now, it'll have people trying to synchronize with me or trying to stand out close to me because that's the shit that I don't like. Right, and everybody has a different gang stalking program because they could put gang stalkers around you that's trying to synchronize with you or trying to get all close to you, and that doesn't bother you, right? So then they put a different group of gang stalkers around you that are going to be stepping on your shoe or some shit like that, and then that may bother you, right? And then you have to keep on dealing with people stepping on your shoe. You know what I'm saying? And that may be your program. People walking up to you, stepping on your fucking feet all day. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to have you like, what the fuck? Why people keep stepping on my shoe? Right? And that may be your program. My program, people standing by me trying to get all close to me and trying to synchronize with me. So if I'm working a job and somebody's standing all close to me, I already know this is one of my gang stalkers. And they're always going to stare at you. They're always going to stare at you. They're always going to stare at you so they can identify the target. Right? And you see everybody else minding their fucking business. Or if somebody does stare, trying to see if you're familiar, they'll just look and they'll look away. But the gang stalker's gonna be staring at you. You're gonna catch the motherfucker staring because you're gonna feel it. You're gonna catch them staring at you, and it's gonna be like an awkward stare. It's not gonna be like a stare like, oh, is that such and such? It's gonna be like a weird stare. You know what I'm saying? Like they're trying to look or identify something. You know what I'm saying? And it's the gang stalker trying to make sure they're trying to identify the target. And then you'll see, okay, this the same person that was staring at you is gonna be the same person trying to get all close to you, right? Trying to walk close to you, trying to walk next to you, all this shit, right? Because they're trying to get next to you. You're the target, right? And that's how you identify the gang stalker at your job, catch a motherfucker staring at you, and then later on in the day, they try to walk into you, bump into you, or they try to walk all close to you, next to you, etc. It could be a weirdo same time, or it could be one of these gang stalkers. If it makes you feel uncomfortable, it's probably one of the gang stalkers because they're doing shit to make you feel uncomfortable. They'll know, like, okay, if we do this to this person, they're going to feel uncomfortable. And they'll just have people around you doing that same shit that's going to make you feel uncomfortable all day on the job, right? And make you want to leave the job. You know what I'm saying? And this is the gang stalker shit. That's why I'm telling y'all to start your own business, man. Start your own business. Try to figure out something you can do to start your own business so you don't have to deal with these people because they're not going to stop with the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't going to make this video too much longer. I just want to talk to you about this real quick. Best thing to do is just start a business, man. Or start doing DoorDash or like a ride share, you know. so you don't have to deal with this shit, right? So I hope all y'all vibrating at a high frequency, man. And you have to think too, when you working a job, you only gonna make a set amount of money. Imagine you working a job, you doing 8 to 10 hours, 12 hours, and they fucking up on your check at the end of the day, right? And then you expecting your check to be this much, and they fuck up on your check, and now your check is this much. You can't even do what you need to do. You can't even pay your bills, right? You gotta wait another 2 weeks for the check, and then they fuck up on the next check. You know what I'm saying? So if you're running a business, you don't have to deal with that shit, bro. If you're running a business, you don't have to deal with nobody. So the best thing to do is start a business. You start tinting windows, anything. Buy you a roll of fucking window tint for like $100 and just start practicing window tinting. You know what I'm saying? Start tinting people's windows. Make you some money like that. You know what I'm saying? Find something that you can do to offer a service that people need and just go in with that shit, bro. If you baking cookies, man. If you baking fucking cookies for a little league fucking school or daycare or something like that, anything, you baking cookies. You making profit, all you gotta do is buy the fucking cookie dough and have an oven to bake the cookies and some plastic bags to put the cookies in with a label. And you keep on doing that, you're gonna get rich. Keep on repeating that, you'll eventually get rich. You're not gonna get rich working a job. Because once you get to getting ahead on the job a little bit, they're gonna hit you with some bullshit and get you off the job or give you a hard time on the job. People get rich because they running these businesses. They can continue to run the business over and over and over. You know what I'm saying? Over and over and over. They can continue to do what they need to do to run the business. Whatever they're doing, whether their business is content creation, or a lawn care, etc. Exotic cars, they can continue to do the business, whatever their business is, over and over until they get rich. Because nobody's going to tell them, oh, we don't have no more hours for you. Oh, it's slowed down, there's no work. Oh, such and such said you weren't doing your job, we got to let you go. Nobody can tell you that shit if you're running a business. And when nobody's telling you that shit, you can keep on working and working and working, and eventually you're going to get rich. Because you're not going to keep on just getting paid $100 a day, $200 a day, $300 a day, $400 a day. After a while, you're gonna figure out how to make more and more money, and then you're gonna start making $1,000 a day, $1,100 a day, $1,500 a day. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna make no money like that on the job. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be working the job. The best thing you can do on the job is hope that you get some fucking overtime, and now you have to stay over your 8-hour shift, and they might not even give you that on your fucking check, right? You know what I'm saying? So, like I'm keep on saying this shit, best thing to do is start a business. Because they're going to keep on trying to fuck with you, bro. They're going to keep on messing with your check, or give you a hard time on the job, or put you around a bunch of people that's going to try to make you vibrate low. You know what I'm saying? And only way you're going to be in control of your shit, control of your life, control of your life, is if you're control of your income. Because I remember I was working this job, right? And the manager, she was telling me some shit like, oh, y'all know if I don't show up to work, y'all can't work because I don't have nobody to help me. And I'm pretty much thinking in my head, like, this bitch pretty much just said, like, if I don't show up, you don't get to eat, right? Because she said, if I don't show up to work, this is what she said. These are the words coming out of her mouth. She's like, if I don't show up to work, y'all don't get no work. And I'm thinking, like, this bitch pretty much told me if she don't show up to work, I can't eat. So my life is depending on you, right? I don't want to live my life like that, depending on nobody, especially the inorganic species. I do not want to live my life depending on the inorganic species to pay my bills, bro. Hell no, because you can be working your job, doing everything right, and you in the gang stalking. A lot of people don't have to deal with no gang stalking. They sleep. They live in this life. They're asleep. They trying to go to church, praise white Jesus. They're asleep. So they get their hours. They get all their shit. They work a job. It's cool, right? They get to enjoy that job because they're asleep. You may be motherfucker trying to help people. They trying to wake people up. You trying to just speak out anything. They're going to put you in the, bam, you in the gang stalking program. Now you trying to get a job, bam, they give you a hard time on the job. Application process, hard time. Oh, nobody's available. We're not hiring, etc. All this shit, right? You know what I'm saying? Because you in this gang stalking program, or if you finally do get a job, they're going to be fucking with you on the job, right? Trying to have people bump into all this shit. But if you have your business, they can't fuck with you on your business unless they can't fuck with you on your business unless they send somebody while you're working or running your business, or send a customer your way with some weird vibes or some bad intentions. They can do that shit too. You gotta just be able to pick through who you want to deal with or not, right? Like I told you, if you feel like somebody has some weird vibes, tell them I'm not accepting new customers right now, right? Times I'm outside doing my shit and somebody pull up, oh, how much you charge this and that, with some weird ass energy, and I chop it up with them, and I be feeling weird and shit after, and now I tell myself, like, next time motherfucker walk up asking for some shit, and I feel like, you want some bullshit, I'm telling you, I ain't accepting new customers right now. You know what I'm saying? Because motherfucker walk up to you, drive up to you, give you some weird ass vibes. It could be one of these gang stalkers. They can have a witch or warlock pull up on you while you out cutting some grass and stop you while you cutting the grass, and just to talk to you and waste your fucking time, ask you a bunch of questions and not gonna tap in, right? You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna make this shit too much longer because it's reaching an hour. But I hope all of y'all are vibrating at a high frequency. I hope y'all was able to hear me decent with this, because this phone is not really the best. We don't have the best microphone on here, but I hope y'all are able to hear me decent. And I hope y'all not letting this gang stalking bullshit get to you, man. Because these motherfuckers are a bunch of weirdos. It don't really get to me like that. But I'm just talking to y'all about, like, what y'all should do if you feel like you're dealing with some gang stalking in the workplace. If you work in the job and you feel like you're dealing with some gang stalking, you're going to have to start you a business. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to start you a business. Because the gang stalking shit, they're going to keep on trying to fuck with you, keep on trying to make you want to quit the job. Or worse, get into it and fuck somebody up. Now you fighting the case. Right? Or they just keep on fucking with your hours, right? Not paying you for the time you're working, right? So, like I keep on saying, try to start you a business, man. I'm not gonna make this video too much longer, but y'all don't let the gang stalking shit bother you, man. Don't let that shit bother you. You know what I'm saying? If you gotta start you a business, just know that business is gonna be more profitable than any career. Because you can start you any type of business and make a couple hundred in a day. Right? You're not gonna make a couple hundred in a day on the job, right? And get that money the same day, right? You ain't gonna do that. You unless you working with an agency that pay you the same day. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do what you gotta do. But if you working a 9 to 5 and you see that as patterns, get about that situation. Don't let nobody play with you and your vibration while you working these punk ass jobs, man. You know what I'm saying? Trying to play with your hours and all the bullshit, trying to bring you out your character, trying to take you to your lower self. Don't let none of that shit get to you. You know what I'm saying? Because once you know you're in this gang stalking program, you already know. You already know when you see somebody staring, you be at work, you see somebody, you already know, like, this is one of my gang stalkers. You know what I'm saying? And it's one of my gang stalkers, one of them people. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna make it known, but you know what to look for. You see somebody staring, and then next thing you know, this same person's trying to have a synchronization with you, trying to synchronize with you. You already know this is one of my gang stalkers, right? It's one of my gang stalkers. And now that you know it's one of your gang stalkers, instead of you thinking somebody's just fucking with you, and they're fucking with you, yeah, right? They're fucking with you, right? But instead of you thinking like, oh, I don't know what's going on, like this and that, you know it's one of your gang stalkers doing this shit to fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna make this video too much longer. I hope all y'all vibrating at the high frequency. And I'm gonna catch up on the next one, man. Peace.